All right, I think we're live. If somebody wants to go on the YouTube right now, I'll go on my phone actually. I don't know if I can look at it on my own account though. Yeah, I can't see it. So if one of you can just go to the channel real
Oh,
quick.
yep.
We're live.
Yep, you're good.
All
That's
right.
sweet.
We'll just get my chat set up. Oh, I need to log in on here real quick. It should be fun. I have chat. I don't need a live control panel. That'll be all right. Move that around. All right. I'm gonna let them know in the Discord that we're live. That's where probably most of the people are gonna be coming from, anyways.
Yeah, the Discord group's been jumping, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's been pretty good.
It's awesome.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first live episode of the Iron Obsession podcast. Today, I am joined by Madisyn Vera and Frenchie Lifts. How you guys been doing?
Good, man. How about you?
Preparing for the winter storm of 26, like you guys were saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep, same, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Everybody's on their toes here.
Yeah, I pressed record on this. I don't know if it can stream and record, so if one of you guys can just check the channel again for me, but should be good. It's looking like we're not going to really get anything here for the most part. Maybe a little bit of sleet on Saturday towards the afternoon, but in the beginning it was saying, I think on Thursday it was going to be super cold, maybe some rain. Friday snow, Saturday snow, Sunday snow, and maybe even Monday. Now it's just Saturday, some freezing rain. That's it.
Nice. That's not too bad then down y'all's way.
No, it's not too bad at all. But that doesn't stop people from buying all the damn chicken, right?
Dude, I know it's been a madhouse at the grocery store the past 2 days. We've been going like to different grocery stores to get things that are like out at certain ones. Yeah. We're having to go to Walmart to get this, having to go to Kroger to get that. It's like everyone's just swarming.
Yeah, that's
one thing that's been miserable. One thing that's been miserable to find is distilled water.
Oh yeah,
it's like all the water's gone
because you just got hooked up with a CPAP, right? That's why you're looking for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's of course the week that I get the CPAP is the week that a massive blizzard's rolling through or something.
Yeah. So I believe the reason they want you to get distilled water is so there's like no bacteria or whatever, right?
Yeah, there's less bacteria growth overall, or like you're not actually breathing in bacteria.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't never done that shit. Never.
Really? 100%. I don't ever either.
No. Well, first of all, I don't usually use the dehumidifier because I already get up to piss enough at night, so I don't want it to add to that. And it's a little bit of water. I'd imagine it's going in your body. You're gonna have to piss it out. I don't really care for it. It makes me feel a little extra claustrophobic too with the steam. But I probably need to mess with my settings and get the humidity level down.
Yeah, I keep mine depending on, honestly, like I've noticed, like if it's like drier air, I'll actually turn mine up a bit because my nostrils will just get like cooked dry from the airway, like the air blowing in there so much if it's not humid enough, like in the air itself. So I'll play around with mine every now and then.
Yeah,
it helps a little bit.
So how many days are you into the CPAP use here?
I just started yesterday.
How was it?
Last night. It was pretty good, honestly. I actually didn't go to sleep with it on, mainly because somebody set the temperature to 72, and I was like, I like closed my door, opened all my windows, and slept with the windows open. But I woke up around midnight and then put it on, and then I like instantly went to sleep.
Do you have a full face?
No, it's just the nasal. It's not the pillows, but it's the nasal one that just goes here. I'll probably switch it out.
Okay.
But
yeah, I would get a full face mask just in case, because if you ever get the stopped up Shrek nostrils like we do when we start bumping the GH, Josh here in the chat says that it helps prevent the mineral buildup too, not just actual like the bacteria or whatever, like we were saying.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and then apparently for coffee makers and stuff too. Man, I'm bad. I don't use any of that shit. I just pour sink water in my coffee maker.
Dude, I'm the same. I'm not even gonna lie. Straight sink water.
I'm just a Neanderthal when it comes to this shit.
It's getting boiled anyways.
Yeah, true. With that definitely makes sense. I guess if you got like a really nice coffee maker, maybe that'd be something to do. But I just got a random old Keurig.
Yeah.
How are you guys with coffee?
Espresso.
Are you guys like big on coffee and prep, and then you kind of fall off during the off season, or are you like a year-round coffee person?
I kind of drink it year-round, honestly. How I drink it though varies. Off season and prep, I kind of get like I like to abuse myself with just super like oily black coffee in prep that just does not taste good at all.
I'm the other
just
way
to kind of like zap the hunger, and then off season the other way.
I'm the other way around, man.
In there.
I'll do like the I'll look for like certain blends of coffee. You know, it's always the 0 calorie, whatever. And I'll do just a little bit of the 0 calorie sweeteners and stuff for the coffee. And I'll do a lot of it. I'll do like maybe 20 ounces, 30 ounces in the morning. Off season, I just do 1 cup. I like a little bit of it with my breakfast. After that, I'm good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time in the off season I really drink is like if I go to a diner.
Oh yeah.
On prep, it's like I drink it all day long.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I will say in the off season I probably have like 1 cup, but then in prep I'll have quite a few cups of coffee. Not gonna lie, I turn it up a bit.
Yeah. How are you guys with your stimulant use year round? In the past, I've kind of been pretty even in off season and in the contest prep or cut or whatever it was at the time. But I've noticed now I've kind of found myself not needing it as much in the off season. I kind of try to save it for contest prep. I just do like a cup of coffee, maybe a pre-workout sometimes on leg days. That's it.
Yeah, I'll limit myself to about that right there. Like I'll either have a coffee or an energy drink, and then I try to save the rest of my caffeine for a pre-workout, and then maybe like a diet soda. Yeah. So like, what's that? Like 60 grams of caffeine in a diet soda. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then my pre-workout's got like 100 grams of caffeine or 100 milligrams of caffeine, so that's not bad either. But trying to limit that. I've in the past I have not been very good about limiting stimulants, so I'm trying to be more mindful of that, especially now. Like food's high, I shouldn't need stimulants, you know.
Yeah, I've been abusive in the past when it comes to caffeine, man. Like, probably upwards of 1,000 milligrams a day, if not more, in the past.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. I've done the same.
Yeah.
Well, you always there's one day I was in class and there was this one girl that downed like 3 monsters within the class period. I was like, I don't even know how like you're functional.
They were probably fully leaded with all the sugar too.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't sugar free.
Oh man, I'll never understand why people would ever drink like a fully leaded monster with like 40 grams of sugar when we got the notorious white monster. Like everybody loves it. Are you gonna get that?
Come on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I always get it's the 0 sugar, but it's the original flavor. It's the black and green can.
I didn't know they made the 0 sugar for that.
Oh, dude, it's so good, man. You gotta, if you see that, definitely grab that, man. That's like my favorite.
Yeah, my wife actually drinks a bit more energy drinks than me nowadays, at least. I got her hooked onto them, and then I got clean, right? That's how it goes. But she likes Ghosts, so typically I'll get the Ghost. That's also what we carry at the gym, so if I do have one, I'll maybe have like, I had one Wednesday. I think that's the first time I had one in a while, and I had the orange cream flavor. Those are pretty good.
I was just about to say, I've had that one, and it's super good, the orange cream.
Yeah, they're only like
really
200. They're like 200 megs of caffeine, so it's not that bad.
That's not too
I've been
bad
really big into Gorilla Mind here recently. When I can find it, yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, there's
They've
like
got a good pre-workout too. I like their pre-workout.
Pricey, but good.
They're always in some like ho-dunk like grocery store in the middle of nowhere for some reason. Yeah, that's the only place I can find them.
Yeah. So on the topic of energy drinks, I think this would be interesting to get into. I don't remember what post it was I saw. It was either yesterday or today. All my days kind of blend together at this point, right? But it was someone basically, I think they were in like a hospital situation. They had like a gown on or whatever, and it was like, no more energy drinks. My heart's cooked or whatever, some kid. And I'm like, man, I really don't think energy drinks are the problem. I think it's a combination of different things.
Yeah, I would say so too, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think you're just slamming that much caffeine through a day through energy drinks. Like, there's got to be something else involved.
And you build up a tolerance very quickly. And caffeine in and of itself, if I'm not mistaken, is not actually a stimulant. It's a I don't remember what the hormone is, but the hormone for tiredness, it's a blocker of that. I don't remember the specific name for it. Adenosine maybe? Something like that. But
I know exactly what you're talking about. It doesn't actually stimulate anything. It just I know exactly what you're talking about. I've read that before. Can't remember the name of it. It just blocks you from feeling tired, essentially.
Yeah. Now there's other stuff.
Gives you energy.
There's other stuff in those energy drinks that probably are stimulatory, but Still, I think it's a combination. This is what I commented on the post. It's like, number one, especially when we're talking about the general population, they're doing a shit ton of these energy drinks, like we were talking about, like 1,000 milligrams plus. But yeah, so adenosine is correct. Awesome. I don't sound like an idiot now.
Nice.
So they're adenosine receptor blockers, basically. So it just gets rid of that feeling of tiredness. So you combine that, a lot of people are on Adderall and Ritalin today, so that's another stimulant. And then some people are crazy enough to do cocaine with the stuff. So there's that too. Then a lot of it, what do you think the primary issue for the cohort of energy drink users is? Probably sleep deprivation. So we've got multiple different types of stimulation. Then we've also got them not sleeping properly. They're getting 4 or 5 hours a night of sleep, so their heart's already in a poor condition. And then also the average American diet on top of all that. Mm-hmm. And it creates this problem.
I would say even that too, man. Probably diet plays a huge part in that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, I've had points in life where my sleep is shit, but my labs still look pretty good because my nutrition's on point, cardio's on point, everything else is on point. And, you know, I feel like if you're checking as many boxes as you can still maintain pretty good health, you know. And not abusing stimulants would definitely be one of those things for sure.
Yeah. And also now we have so many, and kind of going in towards further the topic of stimulant abuse during contest prep, because that's a pretty widely known thing. People love their stimulants in contest prep, whether it be caffeine, yohimbine, clan, ephedrine, you know, the list goes on and on and on. It's probably not the best to really max out those levers anymore now that we have so many great fat burners that are non-stimulatory, right? Like we got retatrutide, we got Madisyn, we got SLU, which, you know, maybe that is stimulatory, maybe it's not. I don't know if the jury's out on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, man. Not to say that I've done it without, you know, the stimulants in there yet, but I would love to say that, you know, in the future, that's definitely something that we can start like trending towards for sure. Yeah. Like this last prep, I had SLU in there. That was super helpful. So like that's something we can definitely lean on, and then definitely want to try like Madisyn and stuff like that and see how that could play in a prep for sure, just to get away from that like stimulant based stuff.
Yeah, so this guy right here has a lot of experience with SLU. I don't know if that's the same for you, but I'm pointing towards Frenchie. So was it stimulatory at all? Like, did you notice a resting heart rate increase?
I didn't notice any kind of like high energy benefits or any kind of heart rate increase or blood pressure, anything. Just it was very interesting that I kind of expected something off of it, but I didn't feel anything. Yeah, even taking, I think 200.
Did you get like the thermic effect though? Still?
Yeah, I did notice that at night. I did get quite hot when I was trying to go to sleep. So
that's the worst.
Yeah.
And then did you track like? I'm sure you probably did. I just need to go check. I'm sure you probably posted like the pictures in the Discord, like just like fat loss progress and stuff on the dosing. I need to go check it out for sure and just see.
Yeah, bro got
I'm definitely interested in that and see how you did.
Bro got the walnut glutes from it, so we know it was working.
Yeah, but it was, I definitely got some shredded glutes from this stuff.
And that was the only thing that you were running? Or was like fat burning wise?
Yeah. Okay. Other than Retta, but
that's a good little combo though, man. For real.
What dose did you take the Retta to? I think you did like maybe 4.
Oh, I'm at 6 right now.
6. Well, but during your fat loss phase, was it higher or lower the same?
Yeah, it's during my fat loss. It only went to 4.
I want to say 4 is what I remember. Yeah, and you're doing now because right now you're experiencing the rebound hunger, which is worse than prep.
Oh yeah. That's what I've always found. Like the rebound from prep, I like it's always I don't know. Yeah.
It's because
I found something.
Yep.
Go ahead. My bad.
It's just because like you restricted yourself for so long, and even though you kind of are still restricting yourself because you're following a plan, right? It's like there's that thought in the back of your head: I need to grow. I need to eat. So it's like you're just kind of slowly letting the dog get off the chain without letting him just rip you off.
Yeah, like I'm trying to push food pretty good, just in general, because I feel like I need it, just like mentally and physically.
Yeah.
So we like for the past like 4 days, I've almost gone hypo. So it's like I think my body just wants to use what I got.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, man. You might definitely benefit from just pushing the calories for a bit, for sure. Give your body a little break, freshen up.
Exactly.
Have you thought about getting a CGM to kind of keep track of things? Because it's a really sensitive time period for you right now.
Yeah, I have. I've been like doing the stick and poke, but
Yeah.
that gets annoying as hell.
Oh yeah.
So I'm definitely thinking about picking one up here soon. Just it's always I'm always a kind of experimental guy. So
Yeah, I think
I
you
like
would
to
love
see
the
things.
data. You would love the data, man.
Yeah.
And for both of you guys here and anybody listening as well, if you go to Rapid RX, it's either Rapid RX or RapidRxUSA.com, and you use code JP10, you can get two 2-week sensors, so basically a month's worth of glucose data for I think $68. So
Not bad at all.
So as long as you have an iPhone, because I believe they're not Android compatible, unless I'm mistaken. As long as you have an iPhone, I would take
I'll have
that
to
up.
look.
Nice.
Yeah, because with where you're at right now, also this goes into the next topic. I would be very curious to see what your blood sugar would be doing from the AM GH dosing as well.
Yeah, that's one thing that I mainly am tracking for.
Yeah.
Just now that I'm dosing my growth hormone in the morning and night, it's like that can lead to some complications. But I wake up at 4, immediately inject, and then I usually get home around like 8:30 from work, which I work as a personal trainer in the morning. So it's pretty much cardio. I usually get home with 5,000 steps straight off the bat. So I'm moving around pretty good.
So you're using that window fasted in the morning, like with the GH dosing? Oh yeah, dude, that's probably doing you justice, if anything. Creating that little fasted window.
So comment again from Josh here. It's funny because I want to say 2 or 3 days ago, he said CGMs are a great way to see if you're going hypo at night. I was like under 55 for the majority of the night, like 2 or 3 nights ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's cool too because you can actually see if your GH is real too this way. Because here's what happens: I have my last meal maybe 2-3 hours before bed. Ideally, like today, that'll be the case. It's not always the case though. So your blood glucose is really only going to go down. It may have a little bit of a wave effect, but it's going to, for the most part, go down. But then 2 to 3 hours after administration, you see this big giant jump. For me last night, I actually saw. I was like riding in like the 60s, and then 2 hours after administration, I went up to like 160 at night, and then it dropped back down. Yeah, so you can tell if your GH is real too from that blood sugar response.
Getting that spike like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great tool. I love it, and you can wear them anywhere. I thought that you only could put them like on your tricep, which is kind of annoying because I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly walking into shit. I almost tore one off like 3 times when I was wearing my arm. You can put them anywhere. I noticed that my coach and also Brandon Hale, guy we've had on the podcast, put their CGMs on like the upper outer ventroglute. So I started doing that.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be a lot better spot. I feel like you can kind of pull your pants and shirt around it and shit, so it doesn't get bumped into and stuff.
And it's easier to put it on too, because like doing the triceps, I was like, I gotta. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Question from
just
Max
reaching
here.
this spot.
Yeah, question from Max here. You guys ever shoot a bunch of GH pre-workout? Any of you guys experimented with pre-workout GH?
Yeah, it's great.
What's the dosing?
I've done like 6 IUs pre-workout. I used to train in the morning, fasted a lot. For my first prep, actually, it was just the way my schedule worked out. So I would dose kind of like what Frenchie's talking about. I would do pre-bed GH after my, I'd have a big carb meal before bed.
Yeah.
And then I would have the pre-workout GH up just before I left the house. And then I'd have intra-carbs while I was training with the 6 IUs of GH. And that worked really good.
The stupid pumps, right?
Stupid, crazy pumps, even in a fasted state. As long as you're feeding enough, the day previous, like up to your last meal. Yeah. And then, you can still have a great workout fasted.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But if you weren't fasted, I would say your pumps would probably be even crazier. I mean,
combined with insulin too, which is what I was gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's where.
I don't think it's ideal. I don't think it's ideal at all to work out fasted, but if you have to for your circumstances, you can definitely make it work with, like you said, having a big carb meal the night before and then having some intra carbs on the way as well.
Yeah, definitely. As long as you're like fueling the workout and having like maybe even some liquid carbs before, before, during, and after for sure. Yeah, you can still get by with it. I definitely would say, like you said, though, it's not ideal.
Yeah, and you can make anything work for the most part.
Yeah,
it's just
if you
about
want it bad
squeezing.
enough, dude, that's the main thing. Like, if your mindset's in it and you want it, you'll make it work for sure.
Yeah, it's just about, because I remember Fuad and Ben had talked about this on one of the recent Bro Chat podcasts, and I was thinking about it. It was like, because Ben was basically trying to say it was almost the same as training fed, especially like in off season or whatever. And I just don't see that. I see food being too important now. To a degree, you're not just what you're eating that day, you're also what you ate the day prior, etc. Food builds up, right? Like I think, what does it take, like 3 days for your body to fully digest some types of foods, like steak, things like that.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know about you guys. I've always gotten a better workout having a meal about an hour before the gym, so long as it's not too big. That's the thing.
Yeah. I kind of know where Ben's coming from, though, because I've had awesome fasted workouts where my pump has been like insane. And it's kind of the same theory. Like, it takes a while to process that food. So if you do have a crazy heavy meal that you can't process and your body's doing two things at once in the gym, trying to break down food, trying to train and stimulate muscle tissue, it kind of, sends it haywire. So I kind of resonate with him a little bit on it, but I feel like if you structure your day properly where you can still fuel that workout prior, that's always going to be better in my opinion. Just if you're someone that digests a little bit slower, be aware of that and, give yourself that time before you train with that meal.
Yeah.
Because I've ran into issues with that, and then I've kind of been a fan of the fasted training at portions of my journey. So, now I'm not, though. I would definitely say that. I'm getting crazy better workouts without doing that.
Yeah, and the number one thing I would break it down with, and this is, you could argue maybe this is flawed logic, but I think it works. You could argue this with a lot of different things too. We've got just countless data of so many people before us. All the legends, Jay, Ronnie, Dorian, etc. They all trained fed. So why are we going to try to reinvent the wheel right now? If we have a situation where life makes it hard for that, and the most effective way that we're going to get in that period of time is to do fasted like you were doing, that's a great time for that. But then as soon as we can get out of that situation and then do it a bit more the tried and true way, I think it's just a bit more foolproof. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I'll say, like, if you're trying to get peeled, you could probably utilize that a little bit. But if you're really trying to grow and maximize, growing muscle tissue, you want to go in there fed 100%. Yeah. Like, no holds barred. You want to make sure that you're fed for sure.
See, I'm almost thinking about it the opposite way, right? Because in an off season, I think like we're slamming so much food, we're so constantly glycogen loaded. That would actually be the time where you could get away with it, and it probably wouldn't make a difference. But in a contest prep, like, I don't know, I just burn through food so quickly. I feel like I would just have a hole in my stomach the whole workout, Already do, even when I'm fed.
Yeah, you do, for sure. Knowing you, man, running through calories.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's a slower digestion.
I'd agree with that, though, man, for sure. Like, if you wanted to say which way would be the most optimal way to train fasted, the off season, for sure, I would feel like you would have least less of a chance of going into catabolic state, for sure. Like, you'd probably be most likely be able to stay like anabolic through that workout, not worry about losing anything, still be able to progress probably.
Yeah, another way.
Not ideal though. Again, not ideal. I just want to keep reiterating that for sure.
So in your situation though, you obviously noticed a huge effect from your intra in that situation.
And I had to do like 100 grams intra. I had to do a pretty hefty intra drink with that. I will say that for sure.
I would argue at that point you're not even really training fasted anymore. At that point, you're just
it's just like no solid food. Like it's just. I'll say that. Like you're still getting some calories in.
You're engineering the way you went about it. It's kind of fed, kind of fast. It's kind of half a half, best of both worlds. But in an off season, do you guys notice your intra doing much in an off season?
Dude, no. Sometimes not really.
I don't either. And now I believe
my calories are so high. Sometimes I train without it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like especially these past few couple leg days, to be honest, I've been like just training with like just water. Okay. I know that sounds crazy, but like I just feel like having, so much food throughout the day, I'm like, I don't want more calories while I'm training too.
Yeah.
Kind of feels better to just empty the stomach and then refuel after.
I will say with that, another point to having the CGM, I see my blood sugar crash if I'm not sipping on my intra enough. So that is something to take into account. And I think if you're bottomed out at like 60, 50, 70 on your blood sugar, that's probably going to affect your workout in some shape or form.
100%. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I am using 5 units of Humalog pre-workout, but I have like 300 carbs in that time frame. So I'm sure that the intra is probably not doing too much there. But I really like having the intra or the CGM for my intra workout because I can see like, okay, I'm starting to kind of dip down. Let me start sipping this intra a bit more.
Yeah, that's honestly a great idea, man. I would love to see, especially want to see like how I respond around training because that's when I really notice those dips in blood sugar the most. To be honest with you, like you can feel it the most. I'll say, you can do a crazy heavy like hack squat or something, and feel a little different after a few minutes after that. Your blood sugar takes a dive.
I showed you all in the Discord after I posted a set, like a double drop set on hack squats, and after my blood sugar was like 60 something or 50 something.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of hacks, I had a crazy PR this week on hacks, dude. Lifetime PR on the Nautilus hack squat. I got 5 plates for 17.
Oh, that's a heavy ass hack squat too, isn't it?
Yeah,
dude, it was fucking. My knees are still cooked. This was on Monday. I was doing a workout for like our gym's doing like a promo video. So me and this power lifter were like training together. I took him through a bodybuilding workout. That was like the whole gist of the video. And so I'm like, all right, I can't let this dude outlift me, man. I gotta let him know bodybuilders are strong as shit too. Dude, so he did like 10 or something. I'm like, oh no, I gotta let it rip. So I sent it for like 17. I'm paying for it now for sure. But it felt good.
I had a funny comment from a member at my gym the other day. I think this was like Wednesday or something. This guy, he's just like a gym pop guy. He doesn't know anything about like bodybuilding, powerlifting, or whatever. And he's like, yeah, so what are you, man? Are you a powerlifter? Are you a bodybuilder? I said, do I look like a fucking powerlifter? he's like, well, no, but you're too strong to be a bodybuilder. Mind you, I don't really train like super heavy anymore. But if this guy's doing like 1 plate on the hammer bench, I'm doing like 5. So it seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, a good bodybuilder is typically at least kind of strong, right? Because a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle, and a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. The old Hanny Rambod quote.
Yep, exactly. 100%.
Most bodybuilders can be strong if they want to. They just typically are training with a type of form to where they're putting so much weight on the muscle, it limits the actual load. And you were saying, Andrew?
Well, you have all these teenagers that are calling themselves bodybuilders.
True.
That do all the wacky, like, scientific lifting BS. That's, I have this 5-pound dumbbell.
Yeah, dude. So it's like you can't stimulate shit with that. Like we all know to lift lighter, but and be smart about it. But there's also a fine line of too light. Like if you can't like actually fail with it, it's so light. It's just too much.
Yeah, It's a fine line. And it depends
Some
on
of that shit drives me nuts, dude. I'm just like, I just got to scroll past it. I'm like, I don't even want to entertain this for 1 second.
Yeah, it depends on the movement too. Like I was talking with a client about this earlier in the week. Like on a press, like a hammer press, something we're locked in, we're super safe. We're not in a compromised position at all. We're going to try to push weight there. We're going to work in the lower rep range. Like for my presses, I'm doing 6 to 12, something like that. That's where I like to live with a lot of stuff. Back is more like 6 to 10 for like a row, like a chest supported row, something like that. But on my lat rows, the finesse stuff, that's like 10 to 15, 12 to 15. I'm going to get a bit higher rep range there, which is going to be a lighter weight as correspondence.
Yeah, and I feel like as you kind of progress in your, bodybuilding journey and your, training programming and stuff like that, you kind of start your programming starts shifting to that. It's like you have your bread and butter like movements that you're really trying to progress the load in, and then you've got some movements that are kind of like you're like more pumpy fluff style stuff, higher rep range. And you just like naturally gravitate towards that. I feel like at the beginning it was like I didn't understand that I was like kind of just training everything in a higher rep range, and now it's really like structured towards, let's train our presses in that, like you said, 6 to 12 range, and then heavy rows, like same thing, 6 to 10, something like that. And then you've got your like little accessories, pullovers and stuff like that. That'll be a little bit higher rep range.
And what a lot of people don't understand too, man, is sometimes that higher rep range is actually way harder than the lower rep range.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Especially on legs. Especially.
Yes, dude. I will say that 100%. And it takes tons of like just
focus.
You got to stay locked in, dude. You got to stay locked in, and you got to want that shit.
Yeah, man. Like the leg extension is a great example of the way that Coach Joe taught me to do the leg extension. The explode up, aggressive effort, hold and squeeze, slow, controlled, negative. You try to make it as painful as possible. These sets take 2 to 3 minutes. That's how long they are. That is not only physically taxing, that is mentally taxing because you're having to remember those cues and then also keep track of reps, squeeze, control every single part of the movement. There's no point in that where you're slacking or resting at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with the leg press,
thinking about that, how much time under load you're really spending there. That's significantly harder than just banging out heavy, 10 reps of something super heavy.
Yeah. I had a guy working with me on the leg extension. He's like, I can only max this thing out, but I see how you're doing them. I want you to show me that. And I was like, all right. So our leg extension machine goes up to, I want to say 300 pounds, maybe 250, something like that.
20.
We dropped it down. I was doing, for my first set, I did 130. I think for him, we dropped it down to 70. He failed at like 15 reps. And he was saying he was going to get 20, 30.
For doing it with your cues, he was probably smoked after like 10 reps.
He probably had 10 more too if he didn't give in to the pain.
Yep.
I was just saying the whole time, chase the pain, look for the pain, don't run away from it. Because on legs, especially, man, and I think like maybe shoulders too. Legs and shoulders would be 2 areas just because they're super high volume. You just got to run into that pain zone. What is it? The Tom Platz quote, the pain zone. This is where we live. It's where you have. It's where you have to live for legs.
It's like your set starts when it starts fucking hurting and like you're trembling. That's when it really starts mattering at that point.
And ideally, you can, even on a 30 rep set, 20 rep set, ideally you can cause pain at rep 1 if you just squeeze hard enough.
Yeah.
But I had shitty legs for a whole lot longer than I've had decent legs that I'm starting to build now. And I can tell you, running away from the pain is just the number 1 recipe to have shit legs.
Yep.
That's when I really started a difference in my leg growth.
It's just about
even
pain
as
tolerance.
a natural.
Yeah, it's just about pain tolerance. It really is. Maybe there are some people out there who can get away with some bullshit, fluffy reps on legs. I ain't one of them. Neither one of you guys are one of them. I don't think most people are one of them.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got to go in there and freaking, be ready to go. Make it hurt every time. And I feel like that's part of progressing too, is like being able to take it deeper into that pain zone, because it's like we know what we're looking for each time, and it's like how much longer can we endure that, each workout through a progressive phase.
I've gotten into the habit of not even counting my reps anymore on stuff like leg extension, side laterals, bicep curls, stuff like that. I just record if it's a day where I feel like recording, and I just count the reps after to make sure I was somewhat in range. Because, in a high rep set, if I did 60 pounds for 30 last week, odds are I'm going to get no less than 20 this week, no more than 40, right? So I'm just going to put the weight on and go till it doesn't move. And that allows me to actually get a better contraction with it and progressively add that stimulus.
Yeah, I like that, man. And it allows you to just really spend that time connecting, and you're not so worried about counting, You're just spending that time in that feel zone. I like to say that, like you're just feeling it.
Yeah, Max says, from my experience as a personal trainer, the hardest workers are middle-aged women, and that can absolutely be true. Just women in general.
Yeah,
Dude.
I would say that. I have a lot more wimpy men than.
Especially when it comes to
I'll
legs.
say some of the most dialed people on their meal plans are women too.
Oh yeah. Like, for another example, with a client, he sent me a set of leg press earlier this week. And I was like, dude, what is this? This is not how I taught you how to leg press. It was just like, locking out at the top, dive bombing on the way down, nowhere near failure. So I was like, all right, we're in the same gym. I'm going to walk over that leg press. I don't care how many sets you did. We're going to do another set right here and now, okay? I'm going to take a plate off each side, because he's only doing like 2 plates, so we have a pretty heavy loaded leg press. You're going to take a plate off, and you're just going to go till it doesn't move. He wanted to rack it like every 10 reps, and I think we got him up to like 25 or 30.
Nice.
So
yep, exactly.
it's like you have to control the weight. You can't let it control you. The pain means nothing. It doesn't matter as long as it's moving. It can, if it's moving the same way and it feels awful, it feels excruciating, it doesn't matter. Shit's still moving. Failure is when it does not move.
Yeah. Yeah, I put something up on my Instagram the other day about that, man. It was I put a video of me just literally failing on the Smith press, and I was like, I put something. It was obviously being a smart ass, but I put something about like the failing is when you push the weight till it pushes you back. Because I literally just let it like crush me, not crush me, but you know what I mean. I let it bottom out and shit, and I just feel like a lot of people are not doing that. It's kind of like we're losing that, and I feel like that's gonna create ultimately the hardest, densest physiques if everyone's still training that way and being mindful of that.
100%. And like it depends on the exercise too, right? Like if you're doing a barbell bench press or a barbell squat, especially, don't let it fall on you. Don't be a dumbass. I've done that before.
Don't dive on those, please.
Yeah. Like, but if you have safeties on a Smith, if you have safeties on a leg press, especially something where it's just gonna fall, like a leg extension. There's no harm there, or a leg curl. Go to failure. You have no reason not to. You're safe.
Yeah.
What are some, other than legs, what are some problem areas that you see guys struggle to find failure on? Because, like, for example, I've never seen somebody not find failure on chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. People most of the time push that one pretty hard.
I'd say back probably.
I was going to go there too.
Yeah,
I was going to say somewhere probably like back.
I find a lot of guys don't go to failure or anywhere near it on arms, biceps and triceps.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could see that too.
In my mind,
my arms suck though, so I try to be mindful of like smashing them. I'm like, I got to make sure these things are awesome next year.
For arms and shoulders, I find maybe this isn't good to do. I like it. I get the best pump and burn off of it. Anything that is isolation for biceps, triceps, rear delts, or side delts, I'm going until it doesn't move anymore. And by that, I mean like I'm getting like 10 partials if I can.
I've been liking that, man, for delts, side delts, like just a couple partials, so you really took it there, and they're totally cooked.
Like if I'm on a seated side delt machine, dude, I'm putting my whole body in it to get that last partial if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I just found that is my arms and side delts have actually been sore this week, twice. My triceps and my side delts were sore after push day. My rear delts and my biceps were sore after pull day. And then I did arms and delts yesterday. They're all sore again today.
Nice.
I can never get those body parts sore too.
Yeah, it's always good when a body part gets sore that hasn't been sore in a while.
Yeah, and like they'll normally get a little tender, but like the back of my triceps, like right here by the elbow, were just like gnarly sore last night. I noticed like I was turning around, tossing and turning, and then go over my tricep and be like, damn, that hurt. So what's going on with your plan right now, Madisyn? I know, Andrew, you're kind of going into a rebound here. What's your bulk looking like here? Your off season looking like, Madisyn?
Dude, it's going freaking great, man. Training is going awesome. We're I think 2.5 weeks into the cycle right now, so everything's going good. Androgens are getting nice and saturated, so I'm feeling good. Yeah, man. Things are just moving along. Food's nice and high. We made one little reduction, and then we made one increase. We made a reduction 2 weeks ago when we first threw the anabolics in. Made a slight increase last week on food, and then we're planning on probably bumping it up again this week. We'll see how check-ins look though, but body composition is I'm hardening up way significantly and pretty quickly at this 290. So
nice.
I'm happy, man.
I don't remember what your actual compounds were at, if you don't mind listing those.
So my test right now is at 1260.
Okay.
And EQ is at 700, and I'm throwing in some Tren E at 140 mgs.
Okay, all right, I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
What's the growth looking like?
Growth is just between 4 and 6 IU right now.
Okay.
I tried a little bit lower at the 4 IU just to see. I kind of like how I'm looking with just a little bit less growth in right now.
That's water.
With the food being so high. Yeah, I just think I'm just holding a lot of water from the growth itself. So I've lowered that, and training's improved a bit. And then body composition looks significantly better. So I think I'm going to keep that a little bit lower, especially in the off season, and then just save ramping it up for contest prep.
Yeah. Any slim in there with that, or no, because of no growth?
Not really. I've done a little bit like post workout. I've been throwing like 4 IU post workout here and there,
Okay.
but like super microdose. I'm not doing anything like 10 IU or anything like that.
Yeah.
If I do it, it's been mainly on like a leg day, and I've honestly used it when I'm behind on meals a little bit and I want to get it, digested a little quicker. I'm like, let me throw a little microdose of insulin in here, kind of speed this meal along post workout.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I'm trying to keep that to a minimum too this off season.
That's what
kind
we
of
did.
save it to the end.
Yeah, that's what we did with me over the course of this week, except it wasn't a microdose. It was 20 units post workout.
Were you using the Atlantis still, or were you using? Okay.
Yeah, so 30 units Atlantis on leg and back days. So it's 15 with my first meal, and then 15 with like meal 3, about 6 hours later. Five units of Humalog pre-workout, 20 units post-workout, and honestly, I'm fine. Like it's really not hitting me as hard as I thought it would. It hit me a little hard like the first day or two that I did it, and then it's still taken me about an hour to an hour and a half some days. Like yesterday was an arm day, for example, and this is another really cool thing about the CGM. You can tell the demand for food that you create on a given body part, and it is obvious, right? But it's cool to see the data that the requirement of food from a day where you're hitting push, pull, or legs is just so much higher than an arm day. Like arm and delt day, my blood sugar's high pretty much the entire day, just because, and it's a lot of volume that day, but it's not very taxing to the body, right? So I think it took maybe an hour and a half for my blood sugar to go down to 90 after eating my post-workout meal. Mind you, it's like probably 250 or 300 carbs, something like that. Or it's like 250 maybe, 250. But most days that I did it this week, so my push and my pull days, I think I took the 20 units and I was ready to eat about an hour later or so, which is nice.
Nice. Yeah, that makes you feel like you just feel like everything's moving so smoothly when you're, on point like that with meals. Like, all right, an hour later, I could eat again if I'm ready, if I need to,
Yeah. And when I say I like could eat again, I mean my blood sugar is 90 or lower. Like as far as appetite, I could literally eat every 30 minutes still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true with you. Me and Anson are the exact same way.
Yeah, man. I was double checking through because we have anybody who's in the Discord, we have our like personal logs now. Brad is a wizard, and he went in there and messed with some settings and stuff. So like anybody who's part of the Discord, you can now have your own little form to track progress with. And I was just making sure I had some of the numbers dialed in correctly. And yeah, so it's like pretty much right at 7,000 calories. And I'm still ravenous.
Crazy, dude. It's crazy.
It's a great spot to be in.
I think mine is like 50, it's like 5,800 roughly, somewhere in there. And then training day or rest days are like 4,900, I think. Slightly lower, not much lower though.
But then my rest days are like 4,200, so it's a dive on the rest days.
That probably, honestly, dude, I've been doing that with some of the people I've been helping out. Having like a huge reduction on rest day, I feel like that keeps food moving a lot smoother for guys. Mm-hmm. I've been noticing good results with that, man. I kind of like it myself too, having a bigger reduction on rest days, because then you're hungry and looking forward to your training day food. Yeah, I feel like in a way.
I'll say or you go ahead.
Yeah, it gives your stomach a chance to like digest everything properly.
Yeah.
You get to totally empty everything out. Yeah.
I think like physically, I actually like having, like, let's say, because for a very short period of time before we figured out it didn't work for my body type, we had pretty close to the same amount of food on a training day as we did a rest day. I love that, dude, because I still feel like I'm actively bodybuilding on my rest days, because it still requires some level of effort to get the food in, right?
Yeah.
But it's definitely better for me, at least, me and my body type. I need to have some type of lever pushed and then pulled throughout the week. Like I need a high day, I need a low day. I can't just slam high food all the time. Now, I have like until May to finish out this off season. So maybe by then everything will be sped up enough to that point to where, hey, because another thing too is I don't really see us pushing food on a training day too much higher from here. Maybe from here, the idea would be, okay, training day food is pretty much maxed out. So from here, we just add a little bit of food back into the rest days. Something like that.
That would be probably ideal from like a performance perspective. Honestly, that way it's not getting too high where it's impeding on, anything in the gym. You're still able to push hard. Nothing's, you're not still digesting anything while you're training.
Yeah. And I'm pretty good. I've always been pretty good with digestion, man. Even like, when I've had my bouts of IBS C or D or whatever, well, not C, definitely, but with IBS D, like in contest prep and stuff, and then shortly after in the rebound, everything still feels like it's running through me. I'll just have a little bit of discomfort sometimes with digestion, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I never really feel, I think there's maybe one time I can recall where I just feel bogged down by food like crazy.
I only feel that way I've only felt that way, to be honest with you, when super subs are way low and food's too high. I've felt, and that's only been one time in my journey, and that was like the hardest part of bodybuilding ever, was just eating that much food and being like fully natty. I feel like, well, not literally fully natty, but just in my health phase, Dude, because I had my food basically where it is right now. This was this most recent little health phase.
Yeah.
My food was like where it is now, but test was at 200 megs a week. So I feel like your metabolism just down regulates so much from everything just being, so much lower. And it was like, I felt just like a slug, man. I was strong, but I just felt like an absolute slug.
That's probably a really good way to quickly restore health markers, though.
I would say so, man. My labs looked really good doing that. Like, everything looked flawless doing that. Yeah. So I felt like crap, but labs were saying I was good. So I was like, this is interesting. But now, everything's in and I'm the same weight. And I feel like I'm light on my feet again and can move around. It's interesting how that works.
Yeah, I feel like this goes back into the topic of like doing a post-show rebound versus doing a health phase immediately post-show. I think you get to the same damn point either way, honestly. It's just which one works for you. I like the rebound way more just because I can go a little bit harder out of the gate with food and not get soft, because I'm someone who I can't get soft. I won't really recomp like you're doing right now. I'll just stay fucking fat, honestly. But for someone who they can pretty easily recomp and stuff like that, you could get a little soft, or maybe even just be more restrictive with food during that health phase and have it be a bit longer. And then you just go into that rebound, so to say, to be your actual off-season cycle. I think that works too. It just depends on the person. And also their health markers. Like, yeah, if you did 2 shows back-to-back and you were in prep for like 40 weeks or something, you should probably do a cruise after. But if you did one show, it was a super quick prep. Let's say it was only a 16-week prep and you did one show. I'd say that's definitely a case for a rebound, maybe even a long rebound at that point.
Yeah, I would let her rip. I mean, if your labs are good, I would definitely still let her rip if you had just one prep like that. Why not, Yeah. Maximize those gains out of the back end. I'll say after doing it both ways, I'm more a fan of, I'm going to say probably doing like a lower gear rebound. Yes. So keeping something in place, but maybe nothing more than a gram, like maybe right at that 1 gram mark or so.
Yeah.
Like 500 tests or something like that, 500 EQ, somewhere in there. Maybe even less than that, dude. I don't know, to be honest with you, because I've done it. Initially started rebounding out of this last show. I had very low gear, and I think I had 300 tests, 140 MPP. And I was using that for the rebound, and then got with my coach, and he was like, let's just do a health phase. So I'll say that definitely helped keep composition in a decent spot, doing it with the lower gear in place. And then once I dropped everything out, that's when composition kind of slipped, because the food was already in that high point. So I'll say if you want to stay leaner, definitely keep something in there for the rebound, at least a little bit.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anabolics,
I would say at least testing growth.
Oh yeah, for sure. And anabolics, and especially growth, like you're mentioning there, Frenchie, it absolutely affects composition, nutrient partitioning. There's direct mechanism of action through which growth hormone is going to, if I'm not mistaken, stop body fat from accruing to a degree, and also aid in the burning of body fat, even potentially in a deficit. The shit's magical.
It really is, dude. I'll say that was one compound that after introducing that, for a longer duration, I will say notice, like, if you look back at pictures, I noticed the biggest difference in my physique, like from a composition standpoint and just overall, overall size, really. Running growth hormone has made the biggest impact, I would say, for sure.
I'm not going to attribute everything to that because I'm more locked in with my training. I'm more locked in with my diet than ever before. But this is also the first time that I've ever used like bodybuilding doses of growth hormone too, and it's the leanest I've ever stayed.
That's kind of what I wanted to caveat to. It's like I'll say it's the biggest and leanest I've been. Like the easiest I've gotten big and lean.
Yeah.
Is having that in. You can get big without it, and you can be look awesome without it. You definitely don't need it, but it helps for sure, I'd say.
I think open bodybuilding, you're almost certainly going to need it. I think classic, you can make a really good argument for classic guys not even touching this stuff. Men's physique, I think it's hilarious to even consider it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like maybe like two to 4 units just like for skin, because you got to be very pretty for men's physique, unironically. Like that is actually going to help you, I believe. But for bodybuilding, man, you're going to have to take growth. I just don't see it. Unless, now if you're a super freak, if you're Andrew jacked, yeah, maybe you don't have to. But we're speaking in broad brushes here, the general population, like people who may or may not be built genetically to be open bodybuilders, you're going to have to take growth, for sure.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, is maybe you don't have to take growth. But what I have seen, if you don't take the growth, you're going to have to take a shit lot more anabolics. Let's say you need, with no growth in play, no insulin, no nothing, just fully anabolics, you might need 3 to 4 grams to get to open bodybuilding size. But you add in that other pathway, growth hormone, insulin, stuff like that. 2 grams, I think, is a good point for most people to get to open bodybuilding size. 3 at most. But I think like 2 to 3 grams, 8 to 10 or 6 to 10 units of growth, that's going to pretty much be where most open bodybuilders live.
I would say that's spot on, dude. Because I mean, that's the most I've ever really pushed it, and I've gotten the super heavyweight class. So this portion here, this is going to be the most I've ever ramped up the anabolics. I will say that, but just using somewhere around that like gram and a half, and then leaning on the GH in the 6 to 10 range, 6 to 10 IU range, man, that I got plenty of gains and huge off of just doing that. I'll say for sure. I don't want to say that I'm huge because I still have tons of progress to make.
Well, you're fucking 300 pounds. What are you trying?
I know it's not big enough though, dude. It's like it's still not. I got to make sure I'm I'm doing what I need to.
I think you can officially say you're big when you're 300 pounds, bro. If there's ever a time that you can, it's then.
All I see is like, all right, if I go stand next to this guy, I got to make sure I got this. I got to make you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like I just see what I need to work on all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's a good trait. You want to have that instead of the opposite, right? But I will tell you this, as someone who has seen you in person and also seen, like, a legit pro open bodybuilder, Jordan Hutchinson, in person, like, structurally and, like, your back, you're there. You're enormous. It's just, the fine details now, so... I
appreciate that, man.
And then another thing too, with all this that we just said about the doses and stuff, that's when you're climbing. That's when you're building mass. That's not to say you just do 2 to 3 grams. Vigorexia confirmed. Yeah, absolutely. But that 2 to 3 grams and that 6 to 10 IU, that's not a forever thing, right? Like that's not what it's going to take to hold your size. Like I truly believe in my soul right now, if Nick Walker told the world that he was taking no growth hormone, I'd fucking believe him. Because why?
I believe him.
Because why does he need it? He already has all the size in the world, and like it's not that hard to maintain size.
how much more hyperplasia can possibly fucking happen on that thing?
Right?
Dude? I mean,
Exactly.
I would 100% agree. I would believe that for sure.
Yeah, like I fully believe when you hear some Olympians telling you like they're doing like 5 units of growth or no growth and like a gram of this and like 250 of that. They might be right because that's what they're doing now. That's not what they did to get big though, by any means. Mm-hmm. Unless they're Andrew Jack. Again, Andrew Jack, mutant, freaking nature. Andrew Jack could tell me he did 400 deca and nothing else, and I'd believe him.
I think I'd believe that too, dude. He's just a genetic anomaly for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Max says, you ain't gonna get big thinking you're big. Damn straight. I mean, that's the way.
Yeah.
I mean, better to be the wolf climbing up the hill than the one sat on top. Always being hungry will lead to you getting fed.
I like that 100%, man. I agree. That's been one of my, I feel like that's been a strength of mine that I'm trying to not ever lose, is always being very objective with myself and just being like, all right, this is, and just looking at it from a competitive, from a stage perspective, like, what do I need to bring up when I'm this peeled? And it might look good when I'm, big and filled out and then in the off season, but I need to get it extra big so that I can get that much leaner and it still looks good. Yep. That kind of thing.
The old glute conundrum.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's why you see me doing 3 days a week of glute work, man. I was talking to a guy at the gym about this. I was like, he was asking me because he always sees me doing hip thrust on the Smith. He's like, and I grabbed a bench that was near him. He's like, you about to go do hip thrusts? What do you think about those, man? I'm like, I fucking hate them. It is the worst part of my day. I cannot stand this shit because it is painful. It burns. It is heavy as shit. It's like the heaviest thing I do is hip thrust. I'm about to probably do 6 plates tomorrow when I go to do hip thrust for like 6 to 10 because I've been doing 5 plates. I've been doing 5 plates for 4 sets of 10, so I think it's time to go up in weight. Actually, I did 5 1/4 for 4 sets of 10, so it's time to go up to 6. And it is painful. And when you're done, you can't even rest because you go to sit. You're sitting on the damn body part that you just destroyed and filled with blood, so you just got to kind of walk around and suffer. It sucks, and like just the pressure from all that weight, but it works. It works better than anything. We have a glute drive machine. We have other type of glute exercises that they just don't work nearly as well. I've not seen anything put on slabs of muscle there like a Smith machine hip thrust does to me.
Yeah, I've never actually had them programmed in my program until this getting with my new coach Andrew. And I've got them in there as a barbell. So I'm doing it with a barbell, and dude, that shit, man, like you said, that shit is heavy, dude. I've gotten up to 3 plates on it with just the free weight barbell, and it's intense, bro. I'm like, man, I definitely got some work to do here.
Yeah.
To bring those up.
And you guys in the Discord, Max posted a video of him using like yoga blocks for the abduction machine. I want to try that tomorrow because tomorrow's like kind of a glute focused leg day for me. I don't know if I have 2 of them though. I know I have 1 yoga block. I don't know if I have 2. So if I don't have 2, I'm gonna have to order another one. But that's got to be a great way because you can get just a little bit of range of motion on that. That's another great machine for glutes.
Is he putting them on the knee part itself of the adductor machine? Okay. Yeah. So you need a block on each leg, and then just to get more stretch essentially.
Yep, more range.
Okay, I like that.
Kind of like a hustle pad, but in reverse, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoga blocks.
That's a good idea, man.
Everybody should have a couple yoga blocks. There's so much cool shit you can do with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing that
I found on the leg press that they're pretty important.
What do you use them for on the leg press?
Putting them behind my back puts me a little bit closer because I'm one of the midgets. So
I have to put one behind my head. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because like my traps are thick or something. But I have to put one behind my head. Otherwise, my head will do this the entire time I'm leg pressing. Like anytime I feel pain, I'll just jolt forward. I think what it is because our leg press is sat so far back. Like I have to overcompensate like that, and then anytime there's pressure relieved, I just kind of rock it up, baby. Whereas if there's a block behind my head, just like this, then I can just firmly press into it, and I'm fine.
Yeah, you can drive back into it.
Yeah.
Does that I want to know, does that pad, like putting it on your lower back, does it help keep your butt from raising up?
It can help, yeah.
I might need to try.
I have that problem on certain leg presses, man. Like if I'm going heavy enough, it'll kind of, when I get to very bottom, it kind of wants to lift my ass up. So I'm like fighting to pull myself down, brace down into the seat.
Yeah, I do it bad.
Cooks your lower back, man. Like if you have like sciatic nerve issues, dude, it smokes that thing.
Thankfully, I don't feel it in my lower back, but I can see it being a problem in the future.
Yeah, if I'm not mindful of it, mine's toast.
Yeah. You really do have to like plant your butt into the bottom of it, or it will round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always give the cue of like pull yourself into the machine as hard as you can.
Yeah. That's why I really like that hammer strength leg press, man. That thing, dude, the angle that it travels is just like it pushes your ass right into the seat. It's like perfect.
Yep, mine still does it.
Oh yeah.
Hammer strength is like they have a really good leg press.
They have really good everything for the most part, man. That's what most of my gym is outfitted with, is hammer strength. I can't think of a piece they make that I despise. I just can't.
I can't either. Dude, everything that they make is solid.
And it lasts too. A lot of the equipment in my gym is, let's see, I've had it for I've been there since 2016, I think. So I've had it for 10 years, and I want to say the place was probably there since it's probably 20 years. 20 years that hammer strength stuff has been there, and it's all pretty much like brand new for the most part.
Yeah. And I'd say from an owner's perspective, it's probably great. Like from a maintenance standpoint, there's nothing to it. There's no moving parts. It's just like a lever arm and a pin to load the plates on.
I don't think
much every machine.
I don't think I've ever had to fix anything on a hammer strength machine except for we just got leather refurbished, and then the handles. Obviously, people will tear them to pieces. That's it.
That's the only things probably.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah.
Just reupholster the machine and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's never enough to not use.
Dude, it kills me when we spend like $1,000, $2,000 to reupholster leather on these fucking benches, and I see people lay, because we have old school Troy dumbbells, the same ones that you see Ronnie Coleman use. Those are the ones we got. And I see people lay them benches on top of a bench. I'm like, oh my God. You're just cutting holes into my bench.
Literally.
And it's like, are you so fucking lazy that you can't bend down to pick your dumbbell off the floor? And it's not like these guys are lifting the 150s like I am. It's always like a 50-pound dumbbell, a 30-pound dumbbell. Like, what are we doing? It's always, I've always noticed when someone gets a certain level of strength, there's always a certain level of respect for the gym and the equipment that comes with it. The leg press is never loaded up with 10 plates. A bench is never loaded up with 4 plates. A bench is always loaded up with a plate or 2. The leg press is always loaded up with like 2 plates, 3 plates, stuff like that.
I agree with that 100%. It's like it's like it's your dojo, dude. You don't want people fucking shit up in there, man. Like that's your domain. You go in there to handle business, and if people are just leaving dumbbells on the floor, just not taking care of it, it kind of pisses you off. Even if you don't own the gym, even if you just train there, you're like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's get it together.
Yeah, and then like leaving trash on the floor. Man, I could do an entire episode on gym pet peeves. Leaving trash on the floor. I remember you told
me one day, you were like, I got fucking 3 trash cans in like a 10-foot radius, and somebody still throws paper in the floor.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, I'm giving you guys wipes to sanitize your own equipment with, and you just leave them on the floor. It's wild.
I think my number one pet peeve is somebody doing exercise right in front of the dumbbells.
Oh yeah,
it's like just totally in the way. Like,
yeah, I think the one exercise that I can say I understand it, but still there's a better way to do it would be like dumbbell croc rows. You know what I'm talking about? Croc rows are essentially just where you're posted up on the rack and you're just ripping that shit as hard as you can. But you can just pull out an incline bench. Do it there too.
Yeah.
That's the only one I can even think of. Like doing curls in front of it, no reason.
Yeah, it's always somebody doing like lateral raise or curls.
Yeah.
Go away.
Speaking of lateral raises, do you guys still do dumbbell lateral raises in your programs at all?
Yeah.
You do? Do you have like a good seated lateral machine or anything like that?
No, we don't. So that's kind of why I do the dumbbells. I actually do them seated too. So I do them seated, and I kind of lean forward a bit so that they can kind of swing under my legs.
Yeah.
and I get a really, try to get a big stretch and then, huge contraction at the top too. It feels great. But I do that in place of not having a good machine lateral raise. And then obviously I've got the cable variations in there too, but
yeah, the machine
I've been really liking that, man.
The machine is awesome. Yeah, I did dumbbell. We've always had a good lateral machine. We've always had cables, etc. But I did dumbbells for years, and it worked. But I found the machine is just lighting them up like nothing else lately. Especially with like the partials, like I was talking about earlier.
Are you talking about the machine that you, like your elbows kind of drive into the pad beside you and you grip out in front of you a bit?
It's like the handles are like right here almost, and you like that.
Yeah, I love those things, dude.
Yeah.
The One Gym Elite that I train at every now and again, they've got a really cool old Body Masters one.
Oh, nice.
It's got like the big long handles out in front of it. Dude, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
You get a nice contraction on it.
I have found sometimes on that seating machine, like I'll find actually keeping my arms straight out like that and then doing the stupid science-based kid thing where you try to keep that arm as straight as possible. And I'm not going to hold a handle. Fuck that shit. But I'm squeezing my hands as tight as I can while doing it. Some days that just feels better. I don't know why. Maybe there's like a biomechanical reason for that, but some days I want my hands like that. Some days I want them like that. Yeah, prime lateral raise machine, man, that would be great. I'd kill to get some prime equipment in my gym. That's another brand.
Yeah, I would love to try that out. I haven't tried one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to try a prime machine yet.
If somebody,
I wonder if they look awesome.
If I could snap my fingers and they just unlimited money to redo my gym however I wanted it, I'd probably go with almost entirely prime and Strive.
Mm-hmm.
I really like prime, man. Just you've got the selectorized pins and stuff where you can, choose where you want the movement loaded. Like you can't beat that from a hypertrophy standpoint. Like it's just unbeatable.
I feel like they took what they took the foundation that Hammer Strength laid, took essentially a very similar design to a lot of their machines, and they just made it better.
Put it on steroids, dude, and just made it that much better.
Yeah, another pet peeve at the gym is the performative slam of every machine. Ooh, man, let me tell you, I don't remember who it was. I think it was my mom was at the gym. She had stopped by to see me or whatever. Yeah. So this was last Saturday. I was doing arms, and she had stopped by to see me. And behind me, there was this 110-pound, stick skinny motherfucker on my leg extension, doing like 300 pounds and just the biggest slam on every single rep. I said very loudly to where I wasn't looking at him, but he could hear me if he didn't have headphones in. I said, "I swear, if this motherfucker breaks my leg extension, I'm going to break his fucking knees." And then he just, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I was so fucking pissed off because I'm done with my set, trying to have a conversation with my mom right here, and then I hear bam, bam, bam. And it's like, brother, this is why you've been training for longer than I've been here, and you're still 110 pounds at 6'1".
Yeah. It's always the guys that have no muscle whatsoever. Yeah. And then if they don't realize it's way more impressive if you control it. Like it looks way sicker if you're controlling like 300 pounds, just nice and quietly sit it down. Yeah. Nobody even knows you're there. It's like, whoa, that's pretty sick.
And I'll say this, on your last rep, if you make some, like if the machine slams a little bit, it is what it is. Like you gave it all you have. That's a different story. But if on rep 1 you're completely slamming, on rep 10, like come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, you're just gonna break the machine at that point.
Yeah. It's like this is how cables snap,
and
this is how.
That's one of those guys that's like, bro, I can't even train at that gym anymore. I've maxed out every machine in there.
Yeah,
I know you've heard those guys before.
Well, not at my gym.
I can't even go in there. I've maxed everything out.
No, there's nobody at my gym that does that. But like you'll hear that about Planet Fitnesses and stuff, right? And I guarantee you, 90% of the people that are maxing out stuff at Planet Fitness probably shouldn't. If they just tighten their form down, they could get more out of it. Because generally speaking, Planet Fitness actually has some decent machines. It's just they have no free weights. They have no real plate loaded stuff for the most part.
Yeah, I've gotten good workouts in there, dude. Not the biggest fan of it, but, I have went in there when I've had to and gotten killer workouts.
I drink like a gallon of water with me, so that automatically excludes me from the party. But so Max says here that dumbbells still have a place. They hit the shortened range, so it makes sense to put them at the start of a session. And they definitely have a place. And I did years of dumbbell laterals before I switched over to the machines. I will say, one thing that I would go against on the dumbbells is, for dumbbells, I feel like you have to kind of go out and up to a degree, no matter what, right? Whereas if you set up a cable at like hip height, it can just be straight out and nothing else, right? Same thing with the machine. If you set your seat height up a bit, it can be straight out and nothing else. With the dumbbells, no matter how I do them, unless I'm doing like literally like 15 pounds and I have to do 50, 60 reps, which I don't mind doing, but I prefer to kind of do like 20, 30 on side raises. Any way that I do dumbbell laterals, I'm just going to feel a lot of trap involvement. And that's not a bad thing, but I just don't really need my traps to get involved on that. I want to really sit on the side delts.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, I feel like that's why I do them most of the time. And well, not most of the time. It's in my program right now. I do them seated every time.
Yes.
Because I notice the same thing. If I'm standing, it's inevitable the traps are going to get involved a bit. And then if I sit down and kind of, like I was telling you, just lean forward and kind of let them swing under my legs, I can somewhat eliminate the trap out of it. It's going to get in there still to finish that fully shortened range, but you can kind of eliminate it somewhat, you know.
Yeah, and you're still going to get a little bit of trap involvement when it comes to the machine or the cable, but I don't know, it just feels better to me. And I feel like with something like this that is an isolation exercise, you just ride out one or two until you basically get tired of it, then you switch, and you go back and forth, back and forth. Right now, for me, that's the machine. Maybe in a couple months from now, I'll want to do dumbbells again, and I'll go back to those. Plenty of guys have built monster side delts with dumbbell lateral raises, that's for sure. Seth Feroci, great example.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like that's why I'm like, I feel like I always have to have some type of dumbbell stuff in there, because I'm like, look at all these greats that have built like such crazy physiques with dumbbell work in there. So I'm like, man, I got to keep at least one side dumbbell exercise in there, and then I go finish it off on the cables, obviously. But
yeah, so that's how I used to do shoulders, like on a push day or on a shoulder day. Shit, dude, I'd have 3 different types of side raises because I want to hit every angle, right? But then ever since Joe took over my training and like 180'd it, now I'm starting to kind of play around with certain things, right? Like for example, and I talked with him about this before I made the decision to do it, but I've hit a bit of a plateau on my pressing, so I'm going to switch the flat hammer for the incline hammer, and I'm going to switch incline dumbbell press for flat dumbbell press. See what I'm doing, how I'm kind of like flip-flopping it there. But before that, I've really just been on his program he wrote for me, not deviating from it whatsoever by even 1%. And dumbbell laterals just weren't programmed in for me at all. So I just got used to doing the machine laterals, I guess. Now I connect with them really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say ride it out, dude, especially if you're feeling it, man. Just keep, like you were saying earlier, kind of go through cycles of just rotating in movements in and out.
Yeah. Max says, I used to dream about owning a gym, but I get bothered by people abusing equipment I don't even own. Yeah, man. It's a struggle. Like the few times that I have worked out at gyms that are not mine, like if I'm like when I was in Florida for me and my wife's honeymoon during my first contest prep, other people would be like doing shit wrong with the equipment and be like, oh, I can't say anything. I can't do it.
Yeah, it makes you cringe a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good problem to have. Like, again, I'll complain about these small little things. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Every job, every thing like this that you care about, you're going to have little things that kind of irk you from time to time. But that's just dealing with people, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think, like you said, that's people in general. And you're doing something you love, man. You're in the gym every day, so it's probably the best problems you could be having, you know?
Yeah. But we're at a little over an hour here. I don't know about you guys, but I got to get a meal in. Actually, my last meal of the day. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. Unless there's anything else you guys want to go over real quick.
Dude, I just wanted to say rest in peace, man, to Jason Lowe. Prayers to his family. And, you know, prayers and condolences to his family, man, for sure.
Yeah. And on that, I just want to mention to people, we do not know what happened. So I think it is probably pretty, like, you'll look at comment sections and stuff, I think it's pretty disrespectful to assume anything right now. For all we know, it could have been a car accident. So let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's why I say don't even speculate. Just, you know, say a prayer for their family, guys. That's a human being that we lost. So
yeah, I will say I followed him for a while, He was a great dude,
Yeah.
bodybuilder in person. He is one of the few people that we saw go from men's physique to classic to 212 to I think now he actually had gone into open shortly. That's real deal bodybuilding. That's what it is. Progressing.
He was a bodybuilder's bodybuilder, man. He freaking he two Olympias under his belt and everything, man. So he had an awesome career. And like you said, man, he literally did it from the ground up, like from men's physique all the way up to the open class. So super impressive. Again, just prayers for his family.
Yeah, there's very few people like, it's obviously always a shock when someone passes, but there's very few people in the industry that were as much of a shock as this to me.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's crazy.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was just saying, it's crazy how it just like could happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Having been someone who's experienced a good deal of loss in my life, it can always be your time. Tomorrow, you could get hit by a bus. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know when it's time. You could have perfect health, heart attack, blood clot, throat clot, anything. If it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yes, sir.
But just one comment before we go here. Glendale says, all I have is a Planet Fitness that's within driving distance, and he hates it. I'd encourage you, man, make the best out of the worst, which I'm sure you are. A Planet Fitness is obviously not ideal, but that being said, each Planet Fitness is different. The different managers and owners have certain aspects of control over it. They're not all the same, per se. And you can absolutely get big at a Planet Fitness because a lot of the activities that resort in you getting bigger outside of the gym, eating food, sleeping, stuff like that. You just got to kind of control yourself a bit more in a Planet Fitness. That's all. Like, you can't drink a gallon jug with you for some stupid reason, and you're not going to be able to display your physique. Like, you're not going to be able to pose and stuff like that. But that's all stuff you can do.
Scream.
Yeah, that's all stuff that you can do outside of the gym. Maybe not the screaming part. But
Yeah, I'd say definitely just make the best of it. And then on occasion, when you got time, make the travel and commute to some other gyms around the area that may be better and just, catch a vibe there and try to, you can with the best of your resources, man, for sure. Don't let that shit hold you back, though, dude. Don't let your environment or gym accessibility or whatever stop you from fucking building an awesome physique.
Yep.
I'm in the same spot. I only got Planet Fitness right now.
Oh, really? I didn't know you trained at Planet Fitness. They must have.
That's all my growing. Yep.
They must have a lot of control over their equipment and stuff because, like, it looks like a decent environment you're in.
Oh yeah, they even have free weights, like whole squat racks and.
That exactly. Everyone is different. They have some level of freedom with what they're allowed to do as chain owners.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in. Who tuned into the live chat? I'm not sure what this is going to look like as far as like a upload on the channel. I'm hoping I can just press like a VOD button and it automatically uploads or whatever. But we'll see. Regardless, this has been another episode of the Iron Obsession Podcast for the first time live. Thank you guys for watching. Check out all of the sponsors, links in the descriptions, and all of our social medias. Thank you guys.